Continuing with the same blog posts page, let's look at the styles applied for an individual post for a moment. We have a heading, a paragraph, and a link. And with the parent div, we have this class space y2, which applies vertical margins between the child elements as seen in one of our previous videos. But we might want different spacing. So if I remove this and apply top margin to the padding and the link, you individually, like p class mt2 and then a class mt3, let's see what happens. If I refresh the page, the margin is applied to the paragraph, but it's not working on the link. That's because by default, links are displayed inline, and vertical margins do not work with inline elements. Inline is the value of the display property in CSS. So if we change this to block or inline block, then the margin seems to work. You see? Now it's working. So these are also values of the display property, just like we've already seen flex, grid, and inline. There's also a hidden class which removes this item from the DOM. This class sets the display property to none, and this should not be confused with the visibility hidden CSS rule. So to show you the difference, let me add another paragraph here quickly. Let's say something like this was the most read article of the month, and style it a little differently with, let's say, text XS and text gray 500. Refresh. Right. So as you can see, since this link is hidden entirely, that it's removed from the DOM itself, it doesn't even occupy any space. So the paragraph appears here. But if we set this to invisible instead, which is what sets the visibility hidden CSS rule, if I refresh, you'll notice that there is space for the link. So it's as if the link is here, it's just not visible. Okay, so let me change this back to block or inline block, and probably add an mt2 to this paragraph. Alright, we've seen flex and grid layouts, right? Which makes it possible to create almost any design possible. But that's not sufficient. Sometimes you need to position elements on a page which do not follow the regular document flow. For example, you might need a button here at the bottom right corner of the page that stays right there even if you scroll up or down. Let's create one. Scroll down to the bottom of the markup and add a button here using the link tag and something like follow us on LinkedIn. And let me add some classes here. So let's give this button a BG Sky 600, which is somewhat LinkedIn color, text white, text SM, font medium, and let's give the button some horizontal padding like px6 and by2. Okay, where is the link? Yeah, it's right here. I think the padding isn't working. Let me refresh again. Yes. And let's say we add some rounded corners, rounded full. Okay. Let's also add some shadow XL, and then give it a color, shadow sky 200. Okay, just to make it look better when we position it here. Now this link is right here at the bottom following the document flow. Let's add a class fixed to it to remove it from the document flow and keep it fixed. But where has it? So you see, this is where it appears by default. So let's position it at the right bottom of the page using the properties left, right, bottom, and top. So here you could say bottom 0 and right 0 to quickly put it at the right bottom corner. Great, but we want some offset. So let's change this to bottom 8 maybe and right 8. And now this is perfect. Now even if you scroll the page, notice how it's sticking right there at the bottom right corner. This is what position fixed can give you. On the other hand, let's say you want an element positioned somewhere within this blog post but not following the document flow. So let's say you want a star icon or something to appear on the right top corner of each blog post. Let me quickly add one using hero icons. Look for star, copy SVG, and paste it here in the first blog post above heading for a minute. Right here. This has a size 6. Let me change that to size 4 to make it slightly smaller. Right, so it's here now. I would want to remove it from this document flow and position it within the blog post. So the utility class for that is absolute. Right, the moment I add it, notice how everything else looks like it's ignoring the star. It's removed from its position. Now again, using the same top, right, bottom, and left, we can put it wherever we want. So let me put it on the right, but offset it by 4 or something, and then top again, offset it by 4. Okay, let me refresh. But yeah, it will not appear perfectly because now, since we want it to be positioned within this div, we need to add a relative class to the parent. That's how absolute position elements work. They are positioned within the closest relatively positioned parent. So now you see it appears exactly where we want. So relative is a value for position, absolute is also a value for the position property, and we already saw what fixed does. You can also use Z utility classes with any number, which sets the Z index, where you can put some elements on top of each other. Alright, we've covered a huge set of topics in this chapter. Now it's time for a comprehensive challenge to reinforce all the knowledge.